Happy Sunday everyone! Welcome to Il Paraiso. Once again, this is Doc Del. So this morning, I want you to see how I mix my aggressive feeding 3 for me to be able to apply this to my orchids. But before that, for those who are new to this channel, for those who newly discovered this channel, I want you to subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that you will be updated every time I uploaded videos relating to growing and cultivating orchids. So this morning, we are going to dissolve an aggressive feeding 3. And per 1 gallon of water, we have to dissolve the following 1/4 pinch of fulvic powder. So meaning to say pinch, isang kurot lang, isang kurot ng fulvic powder in every gallon of water. And then 1/4 teaspoon milk, then 1/2 teaspoon of trace elements, 1 teaspoon magnesium sulfate, 1 teaspoon calcium nitrate, 1 teaspoon balanced fertilizer, and 5 ml orgamin. So these are the ingredients, or these are the fertilizers that we are going to mix this morning. So however, since we will have a 10 gallons of water, so we should have to adjust the mixing of its ingredient. Okay. So first, we will have the fulvic powder. So this is a fulvic powder. This is a brown powder. And if you are going to smell this one, no, it's smell like a coffee. Okay, so since we will have to have a 10 gallons of water, meaning to say 40 liters of water, so first we will be using this plastic, no, this container, for us to be able to dissolve thoroughly all the fertilizers later. So according to the instructions, since we will have in every 1 gallon of water 1/4 pinch of fulvic powder, so for 10 gallons of water, I think this 1/4 teaspoon is enough. So we are going to have a 1/4 teaspoon of this one. Okay, so we are done with the fulvic powder. So next, we will have to have a 1/4 teaspoon of milk. So 1/4 teaspoon. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon. So since we do have 10 gallons, so we will have to have 1/4 teaspoons of powdered milk. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that is for the powdered milk. Okay, so next is we will have to have the trace elements. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon. So we will be using this one, no, this is a 2.5 ml. So we need to have, so this is now the trace element, so we will need to have 1/2 teaspoons of trace element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we are done with the trace elements. So next is we will have to have the magnesium sulfate. So 1 teaspoon magnesium sulfate in every 1 gallon of water. So this is the magnesium sulfate. So again, 1 teaspoon in every 1 gallon of water. So this is now the teaspoon. So we need to have 10 teaspoons of magnesium sulfate. Okay, so we need to have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we are done now with the magnesium sulfate. And next, we will have to have the calcium nitrate. Okay, calcium nitrate, same with the magnesium sulfate. So, in every 1 gallon of water, we need to have 1 teaspoon of magnesium or calcium nitrate. So, we also have to have 10 of this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we are done with the calcium nitrate, and then the next is the balanced fertilizer. So balanced fertilizer, 1 teaspoon as well of this. No, 1 teaspoon of balanced fertilizer. So we need to have 10 teaspoons of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we are done with the balanced fertilizer. The next one is we will have the 5 ml orgamin DA. So if you try to remember that I uploaded a video about orgamin DA, and this will serve as the plant nutrition booster of our orchids, and orgamin DA is made of amino acids. Okay, so since 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 5 ml, no, since 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 5 ml, so we need to have 10 also of this one. Okay, so later we are going to mix all of this. Okay, so we need to have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4. Wait. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so those are the 10 5 ml of Orgamine DA. So at this point we are going to mix all of this until this will be mixed thoroughly, no, until this will be mixed thoroughly. So wait, we will have to okay, so and then we will have to put a water. Okay, we will have to add a water here. Okay, so again, this will be mixed with the 10 gallons of water. Okay, so after that, we have to close this one. No, we have to close this tightly. And then, we have to shake this well. Okay, so by shaking this well, we have to make sure that all the mixed fertilizers will be dissolved properly before we are going to mix this with the water, no, before we are going to mix this with the 10 gallons of water. Okay, so this is how I mix my aggressive feeding 3 before I am going to apply this to my orchids. And then before I am going to apply this one, the Vanda will be applied with water first, then wait for 5 minutes until such time. After 5 minutes, we are now ready to apply this aggressive feeding 3 to our orchids. So after mixing all the fertilizers, okay, so after mixing all the fertilizers, make sure that all fertilizers that we mixed totally or thoroughly dissolved. Then after this one, this is now ready to be mixed with the water. Okay, so this is a 10 gallons of water. Okay, so we have to shake the remaining granules so that this will be thoroughly dissolved. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is how I mixed my fertilizer, no, especially on aggressive feeding 3. So and then after that, this will be mixed again. This will be stirred so that the aggressive feeding 3 will be mixed thoroughly with the water. Okay, so this is how I worked with my aggressive feeding 3. So aggressive feeding tray is actually a balance. Okay, we are giving a balanced nutrients to our orchids. Okay, all the ingredients we have here are necessary for the growth of our orchids. Okay, so since I have marami akong bandas dito, marami akong orchids, so that's why 10 gallons of water I usually use every time I apply an aggressive feeding tray to my orchids. Okay, so later this will be applied. Okay, so later I want you to see how I apply this to my orchids. So this time I am now done applying water to my strap leaf Vanda, and it's time now to apply an aggressive feeding tray. But for now we will be using this manual sprayer instead of a pressure washer, so that we could be able to save, or we could be able to avoid wasting much fertilizer in applying this to them. Okay, so this is a 5 liters manual sprayer. So before we are going to place a liquid to the container, so we have to mix this. So since there are some settled down, granules or fertilizers had been settled down, so we have to mix this one before putting this to the container. Okay, so this time we are going to place now a mixed aggressive feeding tray to the container. Then we have to close the container. Okay, and then pump, so that we could be able to apply now an aggressive feeding tray to our orchids. So this time we are now ready to apply an aggressive feeding tray to our orchids. Okay, so this is how I apply an aggressive feeding tray. Okay, so we have to adjust the nozzle so that we could be able to spray an enough amount of water to the leaves and roots of our orchids. Okay, so this is it. So of course we should have to include the leaves of the strap leaf, because as what I have said, photosynthesis will occur on the leaves, so that's why we should have to include leaves in applying an aggressive feeding tray. And then of course we should have to focus on the roots as well, since roots will be the one to absorb the fertilizer. Okay, so this is it. Until such time we could be able to apply thoroughly the aggressive feeding tray to our orchids. Okay, so after, so we have to have the next orchids. So it is good to apply a manual sprayer in applying fertilizer, because this is more what we call this one, we could be able to avoid wasting more amount of fertilizers while we are applying this one. Okay, so what you are going to do is only this one. Okay, here. So first, of course, no, you have to start at the center of the orchids. Then, voluntarily, the water will go down to the roots. And then after, the roots will be focused.
Okay.
This is the only way that I am doing every time that I am going to feed my green pets, especially my orchids. Okay, so I hope that you learned something this morning, because giving a balanced nutrients to our orchids is very important, or it is necessary. So usually, with the number of vandas I have here in the garden, I usually use 10 gallons of water or 40 liters of water. So the number of, or the amount of water, it depends on the number of orchids you have in your garden. So for me, 40 liters or 10 gallons of waters, these are enough for me to apply all the aggressive feeding tree to my orchids. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. For the new members of my channel, Docdel TV, congratulations, because there are six new members of my channel. Thank you so much for considering my channel as part of your daily lives, as part of your daily undertakings. For those who are new to this channel, and for those as well who newly discovered this channel, I want you to subscribe, or consider subscribing this channel. And the most important thing, you should have to hit the notification bell, so that every time I have new uploads with regards to growing and cultivating orchids, you will be updated. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy Sunday everyone. God bless and be safe always.